Hey there everyone, this is Jessica from Domesticated Me. If you're new to my channel, bienvenidos, welcome. My name is Jessica Flores and I'm a blogger and vlogger at Domesticated Me. This is part of my Fit Friday series where I talk about fitness, health, weight loss, all of that. I explain in my very popular How I Lost 50 Pounds video about my weight loss story and my #1 tip on how to lose weight. Of course, by now I am down 60 pounds from my heaviest, and I'm continuing on this weight loss health journey, and I'm so thankful that you guys have come along with me. I was sent this Foot Scientific orthotics. These are not prescribed. A lot of the times when you have a lot of foot issues, you have to go to a podiatrist and get a cast taken, and then they will provide you with orthotics, but these are available online and I will link to them below. They sent me a pair to try out, and they also sent me a second pair. So actually at the end of the video, one of you can take home this extra pair, so stay tuned all the way to the end so you can see how you can get a pair. So if you've been watching my channel, I've mentioned that I've had some major foot issues. I have almost flat feet, they're very low arches, and because of that, because I'm not wearing the proper shoes, and because of all the hours that I was on my feet for work, I caused a lot of damage. And to be specific, I got plantar fasciitis, I got Achilles tendonitis and heel spurs, and this on both feet. It was all so painful, and I had to take a total of 4 weeks off of work where I was pretty much bedridden to get off my feet because it was so bad and it's so excruciatingly painful. And so I want to share with you tips on how to prevent that from happening to you, because it is awful. And I'm very fortunate that I was able to take the time off of work, but I know a lot of us are not fortunate enough to have, health care or have a job where you can take that much time off, where your employers are that understanding or able to give you that time off. So again, I want to share tips to prevent this from happening to you. So again, just to cover a little bit about what happened with me, I have flat feet. I have a couple of things. I have pretty much flat feet. I have very low arches. And the other thing is that I think as a result of my low arches, my feet tend to sort of go inwards rather than straight, like this. So your feet are supposed to go like this, just straight. But mine tend to sort of turn a little bit. It's not straight, and so that causes a lot of strain on the Achilles tendon, and a lot of strain around my ankle. So all of that, plus wearing flat feet without flat shoes without any arch support, that really did the damage. So the #1 thing that I would recommend is making sure that your feet have the right support. You need the right support to prevent any sort of foot damage or prevent, all this calamity yourself. And that's what I was doing wrong. I was wearing flats that have absolutely no support on your feet, really thin soles. You're basically almost walking barefoot or like with a sock. And that's terrible. For someone with low arches, you need that support. So using orthotics like these from Foot Scientific are like the perfect thing. You buy them, you tell them what size you are. First of all, they categorize their orthotics for 3 different feet, right? Someone with very low arch to flat feet, then one with neutral arches, and then people with high arches. These 3 different types of arch categories tend to have different kind of foot issues. So for me, again, it was the flat arch, which is their #1. So they sent me this is the type 1. They call it pronation, I think that's how they call it, which is flat feet. And so what this does is that not only does it give you the right arch support, but it also helps straighten your foot so that it is coming down and coming up in the proper way. So these are really good. I've been using this for a couple of weeks now, and they're really sturdy, really good. They last really good. They last really well. So a little bit about the design. They stay dry because of the BK mesh. They have a comfort layer, which they call their Eva foam, which is the white layer here. And then they have the heel stabilizing pad, which is what is in this area right here. And then they have the foam correcting pad, which is the molded cork. This is cork. So again, I've been using these for about 2 weeks and they're really good. I use them in my sneakers, which will take me to my second tip about how to prevent all this from happening. And it is about using the right shoes, the right kinds of footwear. So for me, when I'm not wearing sneakers, I need to wear a shoe with a little bit of a chunky heel. A little bit of the heel helps me because it takes the weight off of my heel, which is where my injuries are, which is where the pain is, and puts it towards the front. So rather than like putting all my weight on my heel and then, rolling it onto my toes, with the heel, I am sort of kind of doing this. And when I'm standing, it puts my weight towards the toes. Now, this doesn't mean to pull out your favorite, stilettos. No, a little bit of a heel so that you're also not causing any problems to your ankle. Just a little bit, like something like that. Which is why I'm thankful that I'm having this issue during boot season, because boots are the best. So again, a little bit of a heel. And then why boots are the best is because they also stabilize your ankles. So again, I mentioned that my foot tends to sort of I put my weight on the outside. So when I step, I kind of do this kind of a thing rather than just straight up and down. So when I have an ankle boot or something that grips my ankle, there's nowhere else that my foot can go. It's not going to roll anywhere. It's going to go straight like this. So that is why a little bit of a heel and something that grips your ankle is the best. And then when it comes to sneakers, you really, really need to invest in a good pair of sneakers that have a lot of support, not only in your arches, but just in your heel as well. So I, at the gym, use Asics, a pair of Asics, and I will link to them below. They are just, all my podiatrists, because I've had a few, recommend Asics. They're really, really good. And then the other pair of shoes that I use that are like my, everyday shoe when I'm not wearing boots are these. Now, these sneakers are not the prettiest sneakers, but you know what? They've made my feet so much better. These are the Nike ACGs. Now, I believe that when you go to Foot Locker, they actually call them boots. And they're kind of boot-like. So that is what you see here. But again, these are so good for your feet. And I got them, they come in different styles, and I got them that are in this mainly black because it's a little more, discreet. And then my daughter has these Jordans that have these little speckled soles. So I did it so we can be like twinsies, right? So, look at these soles. This is thick. This is what's providing me a lot of support. And it's also exceptionally thick in the back, which goes again with that idea of something that'll lift your heel up again so that most of your weight isn't coming down on your heel, that it's sort of distributing forward towards your toes. It is high, so it covers my ankle again so that my foot is going like this and not kind of wobbling around. These are great. They're a bit wide, I think, because they only come in men's sizes, so they're kind of wide, which is not, my favorite thing, but again, they're so good for your feet. And in the end, I will wear whatever as long as the pain subsides and I get better. So again, I just stick my orthotics in here, and this is what I've been wearing every day almost. And then last but not least, what I recommend that you do is stretching and exercises. Now, if you go online, if you look up exercises for flat feet or exercises for Achilles tendonitis or exercises for plantar fasciitis, you will find so much out there. But I really, really recommend that you stretch in the morning. A lot of people with these foot conditions will say that their first time stepping out of bed, that first step that they take is the most painful. So what you want to do is really stretch the back of your leg. You want to try and get your leg, put your hands against the wall and then really stretch it. Put that foot behind you and try to get a really good stretch back there. Also, a really good exercise is to stand flat on the floor and then try to create an arch by sort of clenching your foot. So you want to do this, and it's subtle, but it works wonders. You're gonna feel it. So again, you just stand flat, and then by scrunching your toes, you're gonna try and pull your toes toward your heel, creating a little bit of an arch, and then letting go. And you want to do that about 30 times, 2 or 3 times a day would be really, really good. And then here's a really good tip that I got from my personal trainer. Sometimes you'll hear people say get a bottle of water, stick it in the fridge until it's ice, and then roll it on your foot. That's good, but what's better is if you get a lacrosse ball. They have these therapeutic balls available on Amazon, but they cost just like way too much. A lacrosse ball is the same thing. They're really good, and they're like, you can find them for $5 or less, and I'll link to them below. But you take the lacrosse ball and you just massage your foot, all the heel, the center, the arch, all the way up to your toes, and just roll it underneath your foot. Just make sure that you get every part of it. And you can do that while you're watching TV and you're sitting down, or you can do it standing up or at your desk. It's really, really good, and it really helps the foot recover from the damage that you're doing to it every day by walking around. So thank you so much to Foot Scientific for providing me with these orthotics. I think that they're really good quality, especially considering that you don't have to go to a podiatrist to get a prescription for it, to get the whole thing done, especially if you want to do this preventatively. Get your hands on these. These are very good. And thank you for supplying me with another pair. So if you want to win this, if you are a woman's 8, 8.5, or a men's 6 and a 6.5, just leave a comment there below saying I'd like to win, and then any tips, or let me know about if you're having any foot conditions. I always love to hear from you guys, but especially if you have your own little story or your own little tip, please let me know in the comment section below, and let me know that you also want to be entered. And then next week I will be contacting one of you to let you know that you won. So thank you again to Foot Scientific for sponsoring this video and providing me with these orthotics. Again, really, really good quality, guys. Take care of your feet. Trust me. Take care of your feet. You're on them every day. You really put a lot of strain on them. You depend on them so much. Take it from someone who was out of work for 4 weeks, bedridden. Take care of your feet. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and share if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you're notified as soon as my videos go out. Do you have any ideas for future Fit Friday videos that I should do? Please let me know in the comment section below, or just say hi. I always love to hear from you guys. And as always, check out the description box below where I link to all the products that I talk about in my videos, but I also link to all of my social media. I'm on Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, I'm on it. Thank you again for watching, and stay tuned.